So it's day 15 and this is part 2 of the video. If you're just seeing this, go and check that one out and then come back here because I'm going to pick up on my rant. But I am just so freaking frustrated because I felt like I wasted time. And it feels like people around me just don't get it. It feels like it's just not being understood. But I know people understand, but I don't know if people understand. Because on one hand, you have wrestlers that are just like, work through it. If you want to go back, you go. Just learn how to work, protect yourself. And then you have some other wrestlers that are like, dude, make sure your body's together. It is okay. Wrestling's gonna be here when you return. Just do it. And then there are other people that are like, your body needs rest. Rest your body. You don't want to go out there and mess up yourself worse than you already are. Just wait, but people, and I don't know, I just don't know what it is, because at the end of the day, I don't think I'm right. Like, I don't think that people don't understand. I feel like people around me are just not getting it, but I don't think that that is true. I think I'm just not receiving it. The recovery time is not the hard part. The resting, like the surgery, physical training, all that is not the hard part. It's not hard to grasp. It's sitting out longer, not doing what I really want to be able to do. And in that previous video, people were like, well, maybe you should try managing and valeting and stuff. And the thing is, yes, because that way I can still be in wrestling, still be relevant. I just had so much planned and my life is deviating and I have to be okay with it. Meanwhile, I see friends and other wrestlers living their best life, and all I can do is cheer for them on the sidelines while I'm waiting for the doctors to diagnose me with what's going on, because I understand that I shouldn't just go back out there and start wrestling knowing that I do have a torn labrum. That was in 4K. Like, there's no doubt that that's a thing. I know that I have an AC sprain. I know that there's some other thing that is torn over here. It's not the rotator cuff. There's just something else that he told me that I have a slight tear on. And I do understand that my bicep isn't stable. I do understand that. And that is very, very understandable. And I understand that if I were to go wrestle, I'm not going to be 100%. And I'm also putting other people's lives in risk, in jeopardy, in danger, whatever. Because in PT, I did try to lift things and I did try to do things, and my shoulder does not feel secure. But the middle of my shoulder blade doesn't feel great and my neck doesn't feel great. So I can't guarantee that I'm gonna hold someone up in the event that I am holding them. I'm not guaranteed that I can post the way that I'm supposed to post. I still remember my last match against J-Rod. And there was a part in that match where I had to post for a body slam. And I couldn't properly do it. She was really muscling me. Because I was posting with this, and this is the shoulder. And I couldn't really hold myself up. Like, that match was a miracle that I got through. Because we're saying it's this side that's injured, but it's really this side. So she's doing things to this side. So I have to do things with this side. It was horrible. It was miserable, but I got through it. And because I got through it, my brain knows you can get through it again. You can get through several other matches. But then there's the logical side of me that's like, look, that may be the case. And no one's doubting it because I've proven time and time again that I can wrestle even when I'm injured. But is that the best thing to do for your longevity? And when I start thinking that way, I'm just like, you're right. Darn it. But I just feel like my time was wasted, and these doctors don't understand sometimes. No, they do. They do. I just feel like when you're considered a nobody, when you're considered someone that's on the like okay insurance, but it's not the greatest insurance, sometimes I feel like they treat you that like what your insurance reflects. They treat you how your status. Like, I guarantee that I think the actual surgeon guy really treats me respectfully. Let me just go back and say, I personally feel like I've been respected. I do not think they have disrespected me. I think they would have prioritized getting to the point sooner if I was someone of importance to them. I don't think they would have stuck me with the original PA. If anything, they would have put me directly with who I was supposed to see or the actual surgeon specialist. I think that's what they would have done. But now I wasted 3 months, essentially, September, October, November, December, 4 freaking months. And about to waste, it's going to be 5 with no set treatment. And God forbid that I actually have to have surgery. I'm looking at another at least 4 to 6 months of recovery. And I would have been out of the wrestling community for at least a year. And this is such a great time to be in wrestling. WWE started the ID program. AEW still is an option. Impact is killing it and broadening their horizons. NWA is like being freaking amazing and putting themselves back on the map and showing people why they should be there. OVW is still, doing OVW things. It's so hard to accept what's happening. And the truth of the matter is, I know they're not BSing me because I made the point to say so many times that I mentioned my symptoms. I've never changed how I was feeling. But apparently this last visit, the guy really wrote down, because I would see this guy before I would see the specialist in the same appointment, not the other guy that I was seeing and that I never saw the specialist. And they're writing down the symptoms, and the specialist came in. He was like, I'm just going to be honest with you. Based off of the symptoms that they're saying, it really sounds like it's your neck. And he went to explain the neck. He drew the little diagram and everything and said how that it connects, and that's where I'm feeling the pain. And he's like, and the neck, the trap, all that stuff can try to overcompensate for what's going on in the shoulder. But if it's also injured, it's just not doing anything. It's just making things worse. Which explains why when I'm sitting up straight, my posture is actually legit. I feel the least amount of pain. So I know he's not BSing me. I know he's not. I know. But I've been saying this for months. And I just feel so hurt. I just feel so hurt. But I'm going to have to cut this video off because, again, I realize it takes forever to get these videos uploaded from my phone when they're long. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to go to a part 3.